What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your boy SJ K. The first Black Super Saiyan to arrive on this planet, and I am back here with another live stream. Let's change the background a bit. Let's just throw some little razzle dazzle up in there. You know what?
I was expecting some Tom Holland slander.
Not yet. I did see someone post a tweet of Tom Holland fan cast as Superman. Oh my gosh, that made my hate for Tom Holland just rise up. Someone literally fan casted. I don't know who did the art, but somebody drew Tom Holland as Superman. It doesn't look that bad, but I'm like, I don't want to see that.
It was Ashley.
Do you think James Gunn might be crazy enough to make Tom Holland Superman?
I think as a fan, he knows that we don't want doubling up on franchises. There's so many qualified actors in the world, and you don't want someone who's expensive. So no, he wouldn't do that. You sign a schmuck who's like 24 years old, straight out of acting school, who's in shape, and oh my god, I like it. Hey, he can whip his way down to DC anytime. What's he gonna say? Hell no.
Yeah, I gotta make that clear. All right, let me put up this title card. We got some things to talk about. Chill, as you guys know, is an MCU fan. He is reveling. He is enjoying this. He's like, DC's going through another reboot again. Trash company. Blah blah blah. But we're going to talk about this. Give you guys our opinions on it. We're not going to go too long because we both have to get sleep and stuff, but I am excited for what's coming. I'm actually okay with what's coming. As people know, and I said this, someone pretty much broke this down in a tweet, and I can honestly agree. The only good things that came out of this Snyderverse that we had, to me, was Wonder Woman 1, the Suicide Squad, Shazam 1, Aquaman 1, maybe Man of Steel, but I'm just looking at quality of film for Man of Steel. Like
controversial.
And Man of Steel. If for me to truly look at Man of Steel as a good film, I have to look at it as a movie that's just an alien from another planet that fell to Earth. If I look at it as a Superman film, which is supposed to be, so now some issues.
That's 40% of their films that you're naming that we're like thumbs up on.
It wasn't a lot of good that came out of this. And this universe started off shaky. I'm going to get to you guys' comments in a second, but this universe started off underwhelming. We started off with a Superman movie that had a divided audience. You over at the MCU, you have an Iron Man movie that starts off and there's more people that like it than dislike it. That's what you want with a movie. You don't want to have more people hating it, and you don't want to have division, because it's like, especially if you have division, it's going to be complicated in your next couple movies and what you're doing, because everyone's like, they're going to be worried. They're going to have less faith in you if they watch this previous film that's so divided and just split down the middle. It's like, are they going to do something good? Are they going to perfect it? They gotta have hope at that point. It's like,
I believe the rollout of this information is causing division. We're hearing about franchise by franchise. Well, what about Patty? Well, what? And then Gal says something, and then Henry Cavill says something, and then there's the drama with The Rock. Just out and out say that it's rebooting, and you only said reboot in a reply to a tweet. You should have just, because you can address every single one of them with one fell swoop of just announcing everything's rebooted, nothing will matter. So,
I agree. He might as well say that. It is reported that next month they are going to release a slate for the next couple of movies to let us know. But this is why they said about the previous stuff. If James Gunn didn't even come in, the only way you can prove to people is by doing. Talk is cheap. But once you put the movies out there and you let them speak for themselves, the movies have to speak for themselves. Walter Amada, all of them could have talked up a big game. Even James Gunn, he can talk up a big game all he wants, but the products have to, you have to let the movies speak for themselves. Even Snyder did it. He was like, I got this 5-year plan, gonna do this, and that. Okay, his movies was talking, you know, Man of Steel, and it talked, divided, BVS, it talked, made a lot of money. People walked out hating it. Justice League was a different case. People liked his Zack Snyder's Justice League, but that's the only film where we can agree that the critics actually enjoyed it and didn't dislike it compared to the other two movies. But that's like one movie out of 3. It's like, come on. Well, with this universe, at the start, and I always said this, the universe building to me was not even good. And when I say the universe building, I'm not saying
I'm a Marvel fan. I know what universe building is.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying that I can do it better or whatever.
Yeah, you can.
But when you have opportunities in your movie, let's go to Man of Steel. You have Martian Manhunter in your movie, and I watched Superman Man of Tomorrow, the animated movie. It literally took what is kind of like Man of Steel in a sense, but it does it so much better. You have a movie where you introduce Martian Manhunter. We don't know he's Martian Manhunter yet, but he's in the movie. You're trying to build a universe. You need to start expanding, showing that it's connected to other things, showing that it's not so closed off. It's not just Superman closed off in Metropolis by himself. You have Martian Manhunter there. You don't even feature him in the movie. He just hides away. He's literally the general, and he's just standing there while these aliens are about to take over the planet, and Superman's by himself dealing with it, clearly struggling. He needs help from Lois Lane and the freaking army and stuff. And it's like, Snyder.
Yeah.
Manhunter,
or at least
right
give a reason for why he's not helping. Maybe he's like, I would have came in if he needed me. K-Dot, what's your Twitter? I want to share this. Isn't it like SSJ something?
I'll put it in chat. I mean, the reason we got in Man of Steel wasn't the reason we got in Zack Snyder Justice League wasn't even a reason. He didn't even explain why he was hiding away. He was like, well, I think it's a good time for me to come out. It's like, bro, Doomsday attacked, Steppenwolf attacked, Zod almost terraformed the planet, and you're like, it's a good time for me to come out. 3 incidents? Come on. You know, if it did in the comics, it's a different story. But we're doing these movies. They have to skip. They literally have to speed past stuff in these movies. You waited 3 incidents, 3 world-ending incidents. If in BVS, if Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman did not kill that Doomsday would have terrorized the whole, would have destroyed Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Would have terrorized everybody. He would have just went from place to place, just killing people. I mean, shit. Let me get to these comments and just... James Gunn is cleaning house and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, at this point, clean house. The only cast members I feel bad about is the Shazam cast and Gal Gadot. Those are the only people I care about for their cast. Like, they're the only people I care about. You know, when people have these attachments to characters and stuff, you know, that people using that word to that attachment, you know, you get, you know, you see this new character, you see him getting built up and you can't see nobody else playing this character. I totally understand it. I'm like that too. But even though I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I can accept a new actor playing her. I can accept a new actor playing Zachary Levi's Shazam. I can accept it.
But you can accept any actor playing any character. There's not going to be one that you're like, oh, too bad. I can't do it. Who's the one that you're going to protest and say, can't see the movie because of the actor? You know what? Super Hive was really mad at the Henry Cavill thing.
Chris Pratt is Mario. I can't support that.
You can't support that.
Who would you cast in new Superman? I don't know. You know, there's get a new up and coming guy. Make sure, you know, he don't need to be Henry Cavill big, but make sure he's like Tyler Hoechlin build. Tyler Hoechlin has a very good fit body. Or someone like Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh isn't as wide as Henry Cavill, but he has a good, well, he's actually taller than Cavill and has a more lean but still a buff, you know, build. He has a body like Ben Affleck when he worked out for Batman.
I like knowing that it's going to be somebody young.
Yeah, I want to be somebody young, in their 20s. I want a Superman in his 20s. The Superman we got in Man of Steel was like in his 30s and stuff, and He was like 33 in Man of Steel by the end of it. So I'm like, okay,
No, not this one. The
a
level of
33.
competence I don't take for granted. But James Gunn and Peter Safran are casting appropriately if they need someone young.
I'm done with the DCU. I don't care what he will be planning. MCU takes out T'Challa. Now Gunn takes out Captain Superman. Missing with that.
No, but what do you mean you're done with the DCU? This is not the same universe that was then. This is a brand new universe. You mean you're done with DC in general in the films? This is not on them at all. If I'm Safran and Gunn and I get this new DC property and everything has been everywhere all at once, okay, reset. Boom. Now we get to do something for the next 20 years.
Yeah, because
You're not out for the next 20 years.
yeah, I would prefer a soft reboot. I would be cool with a soft reboot, but then you just got baggage. Look, you already know Ray Fisher. He ain't coming back. Ray Fisher literally put out a tweet where he didn't like the fact that James Gunn liked a certain tweet, and then he sent a mob of people to go harass him. Like, he killed all his chances of even coming back. And mind you, yeah, he probably, Ray Fisher probably has, he may be right about some things, and WB may be right about some things, but we don't know the inner workings of their situation because whoever person they had, who was the private investigator, they said there was no issue.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day,
your worst bet was making an enemy out of Gunn and Safran because they're now the guys in charge. The prior people are who you had problems with, but Whedon is in there.
Too much baggage. And then I remember the Snyder fans on Twitter went and did a barrage on that the fat dude in Peacemaker, the fat scientist dude. He works at the computer. He works at the computer. The actor, he said something on Twitter about the Snyderverse. Everybody mobbing after him. Mind you, that's James Gunn's guy. So it's like the fandom, the previous WB regime, the poor planning from the start of this universe. Because remember, Green Lantern was supposed to be the start, and now they changed it to Man of Steel. Like, they didn't even have. It was too much people, too many hands in one pot, when there's supposed to be only about probably one or two people cooking at the pot. Too many people cooking at the pot. We don't need that many people cooking at the pot. So let it be. This got to happen. You got to get rid of all that old baggage. And Henry Cavill, I'm going to just say this. He looked like Superman. He lacked the character. I'm going to say this. I was watching Forrest Gump the other day. And I was really looking at Forrest Gump's character. And I said, dang, why can't Superman be like this in the main universe? I'm not saying be a mentally...
Jenny.
listen. I'm not saying be like mentally disabled and like mentally disabled and stuff. But Forrest's innocent nature.
Yeah.
Through that whole movie. Like, think about it. If Forrest was a superhero,
he'd be the Flash because he runs.
But who do you see him embodying?
Who do I see him embodying?
Like a Superman.
Bizarro.
Oh, wow. Forrest had a very optimistic and hopeful presence about him in that movie. And I was watching, I'm like, damn, Forrest could legit be a superhero, and I fuck with it.
It'd be an interesting superhero because the Hulk has super strength, but then it also comes with that rage and the side effects of it. So yeah,
do that whole movie.
Rhea just asked you if you're going to see Avatar.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it. And look, tomorrow. I'm gonna see it tomorrow. And remember Jenny in the movie? Look at how many times Jenny broke his heart, and he kept pursuing her. He kept trying to help her. Okay. Superman does the same exact fucking shit
with Lois.
He can get as much things that hurt him. He will still, regardless of anything, he's going to help you. He's going to be persistent. It's like we need that in Superman. I'm not saying make him mentally disabled like Forrest, but damn, Forrest Gump was a better Superman than Henry Cavill was Superman. And It's DCU. It's the DCEU, the Snyderverse. What up, Jordan? I call him Toussaint. Look at all the comments, but we still getting Clark Kent Superman. That's all that. Yeah, that's all that matters to me. You know, I just want a good Clark Kent Superman. I don't want a Superman that sits there and let a tornado kill his daddy. I want a Superman that no matter what is going to help regardless. He doesn't give a fuck what you say. He's going to help no matter what.
It would be petty if there's a scene in this new movie of Superman. There's a tornado and he does help the.
Oh shit! I wonder.
Montage.
He's probably gonna call Zach like, "Hey Zach, is it okay if I can do this? It's all good, man. I'm not worried about it." He's probably gonna call Zach and do that. Like, yo, man, I'm a tornado. You know what's next. Go ahead, man. I give you permission.
I love that.
They're friends. They cool each other. And who knows? This is the thing too. James Gunn might bring him back to direct a Swamp Thing movie, which I'd be totally fine with, because at the end of the day, James Gunn's the boss. You know, I never had issues with Zack Snyder directing anything. My issue was how much power Warner Brothers entrusted him with. They entrusted him with too much.
But he was the only one with foresight. Even though, it's flawed, he did have Martian Manhunter in the movie. Even though it was never continued and furthered, he did have plans for the Joker and Batman.
I wish he thought more in the long run. His thing was 5 movies, and he was going to flashpoint it and reboot, which totally didn't make any sense. Like, why would you flashpoint it? Because he wanted to flashpoint it and give other people an opportunity to play with the universe and do what they want. It's like, okay, cool, but like, what's the point? Because then all that previous stuff is irrelevant now if you flashpoint it. Like, you just built up 5 movies for it to get rebooted, for it to potentially get rebooted. It would have never mattered anyways. It would have been a big waste of time. Because we're here for the long run. The MCU's in for the long run. The MCU's probably going to go to phase 22. Who knows? Or maybe Secret Wars might be a soft reboot and they still continue, but it's like a soft reboot, and then they treat it as, okay, we rebooted, let's keep continuing. Even my sister is talking about her, she loves Cavill, and now that garbage news dropped yesterday, she's going to be heartbroken. I wish Cavill got another chance, because look, it's not his fault that his Superman was the way it was. It's the writers, director, probably some people in Warner Bros. It's not his fault. He's just an actor. He's there. He has to accept it, because he even said he wanted a more of a Superman from the comics, but he had to work with what he was stuck with.
And now he makes the announcement because DC told him to. So you guys, you're coming back. Hey guys, it's me. Just want to let you know that you've seen the movie of Black Adam. It's all fine. We're in for the long run. That's the tragic part, because I kind of knew he was gone and accepted he was gone. And then he does that, and I go, oh, this must be because of Gunn and Safran. But no, that was like the last blunder of DC and Warner Brothers before this coherent leadership started.
Henry Cavill needs to get a new manager. He needs to fire that The Rock's wife, who's his manager,
Danny Garcia.
He needs to fire her, because we know Rock is a big reason he came back in Black Adam. Danny Garcia, his manager, is also part of that. He's The Rock's ex-wife. We all know they was secretly talking with each other and working things out. And Warner Brothers too.
No, wait. When we say Warner Brothers, let's name names. Walter Hamada. As soon as he was gone, all of a sudden Henry Cavill's in Black Adam. It's Walter. No.
So they made the deal. They went over Walter Hamada. They probably went to Zaslav, straight to Zaslav, to do that. But what they should have, his manager should have ensured a ironclad deal. Like, they should have ensured an ironclad deal.
I would definitely not announce something unless there was a deal. He made it sound like there was.
He should have announced a ironclad deal, not it's something in development that may come. Like,
that's some Kathleen Kennedy type. Like, you can't promise me things if nothing's in pen.
True. What up, Tony? I want Cavill to be Prime Superman. Why Young Superman? That's basically Smallville.
Because they're gonna go for 30 years, and Cavill is not gonna be that old. I keep making it longer. First I said 10 years, then 20 years, then 30 years. But they're gonna
Yeah.
go the long
So
run.
James Gunn wants to do a young. When he says that he's doing a young Clark in Metropolis, meaning he's not going to be in Smallville. He's going to be living in Metropolis. He's a young reporter, meaning Lois does not know his identity yet. He's going to be Superman. Lois doesn't know his identity, and he's going to be a reporter. They're taking it slow, which is how it should have been in the first place. Slow build. It's 10 years. No need to rush it. Look at Phase 4 to 6 of the MCU. There, compared to Phase 1 to 3, that took 10 years. Phase 4 to 6 is about to end in what?
With like six movies?
Well, and Phase 4 started 2021.
Yeah.
And Phase 6 ends 2026. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's 6 years. In 6 years, they're about to finish a phase. They're rushing. When it's like, take your time. I'm young. I'm 23. Why are you rushing? I understand. Older people and on all that, but like, we're the audience they're appealing to. Me, Chill. They're appealing to us. Why? There's no need to rush. Especially for the kids. Most of the kids they're young. There's no need to rush. You can drag it out as long as you want. Still get to your conclusion, but take your time. Take your time. That's what the other issue with DC at the beginning. They did not take their time. They absolutely rushed.
His it's capital letters. Whoa.
What are your fan casts for new Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Cyborg and Flash?
Anybody qualified. Anybody young, talented, and someone I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Someone who's cheap. Someone who's affordable. So we don't have to worry about box office flops and like, man, we really wish we didn't get that lead actor $10 million.
Yeah, that's I don't know who can go in there. I mean, look, hey, they placed Robert Pattinson as Batman. He was not someone who I would have picked, but any director can make somebody pop. A director can make somebody pop and really make them do something good. Just like Chill said, get people that are underrated. We don't know about them. Start fresh, and their contracts is going to start cheap. They're going to be cheap. Cavill is too expensive. This dude was in Fallout, Witcher. Witcher. We kind of find out he's getting paid over $1 million an episode.
Nice.
What up? If you're fine with this whack decision, it's fine. But I tell you, don't call people fake DC fans all because they're angry that Cavill was gone. I understand why people was angry Cavill's gone, but it's like we have to move. We have to keep moving forward.
No, but would you call them a fake DC fan though? That's a bit much.
No, I can understand why people are heartbroken that Cavill's gone. I would have hoped he would have got a chance too, because look, we all got our hopes up. I was like, oh, Cavill's going to be Superman in this new rebooted universe. But it is what it is. We got to move on from here, because at the end of the day, to me, Cavill's not bigger than Superman. In no way is Cavill bigger than Superman. There's no track record to say that he should be bigger or I should care about him more than the character Superman. Yeah, he's a human being and stuff, If I wouldn't want nothing bad to happen to him, none of that. But I'm here for Superman. I'm not here for Cavill. The only reason I feel bad about the Shazam cast is because I really like that movie. Man of Steel, I didn't care about the movie. BVS, I didn't care about the movie. So I'm not going to care about his character. I'm not going to care about what happened. I mean, shit. In the second movie, he gets killed off, and I don't even shed a tear for Superman. I shed it. And this is the most fucked up thing. I shed a tear when Logan died, and he had 2 bad movies before Logan. 2 bad movies that I dislike and that I hate, but I liked Hugh Jackman as Logan. And when he died, I cried. When Superman died in BVS, I didn't cry. All I heard in my theater was people laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, killing your superhero in the second movie of his franchise doesn't work out very well.
I should be weeping. I'm not saying I should literally be weeping. That, oh my gosh, Superman. I didn't cry when Iron Man died, but I felt the emotion and stuff. I was like, oh, damn, close. I'm getting close. I'm almost there. but I'm not there because the MCU's trash. I wouldn't cry for Iron Man. Never.
If Riri dies, that's tragic.
Oh, if Riri dies, destroy the whole MCU. Snyder Madison is in his own universe. James Gunn wants to connect universe. Yes. Joker safe, Batman safe. Matt Reeves played it smart by doing a separate universe, instead of not doing Ben Affleck's Batman. He played it safe. If his Batman movie was about Ben Affleck's Batman, it would have got cut. It would have got cut.
Wait, hold on a second. Unless Robert Pattinson's Batman is featured in this new Safran James Gunn universe, what are you talking about? Like,
what do you mean?
Do you think there's going to be a sequel for Robert Pattinson's Batman? Like, they're cutting Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
They're also cutting Gal. They're also cutting the Robert Pattinson. Everyone's getting
cut. They're just cutting everything in this universe, not the multiverse stuff. So Joker safe.
That's not how I interpret.
I'm not saying Joker 3 is going to happen, but Joker safe. Like Joker 2 is not going to get cut. Joker 2 is coming right now.
Yeah,
Batman 2. It could get cut, but at the end of the day, it's still safe because it's not connected to this other stuff.
If it gets cut, how is it safe?
No, right now it's safe. It's safe based off the universe it was in, and also David Zaslav said he did like the Batman. He liked Matt Reeves. Zazlav's the boss.
He liked Henry Cavill too. Remember when Josh Den of Nerds tweeted him? He's like, "That's not true. I like him. Go back to your mom's basement."
But Henry Cavill's tied to the cinematic universe they want to do, and they want to reboot this cinematic because their main plan is to focus on the cinematic universe.
Okay, well, let me interrupt you. There will be a Batman in this new universe. The Safran Gunn universe will have a Batman. Yeah. It's not going to be Robert Pattinson, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Now, this is the thing. It could be Robert Pattinson because this is the loophole and the trick they can do. This universe can take place in Matt Reeves' universe. You can still give Matt Reeves his two Batman films. You still honor the contract. You're just going to be building him up in this other stuff. And then you can renegotiate with Pattinson. Hey man, you want to do some more movies? You're kind of young.
Yeah.
You want to do some more? Yeah. Boom.
It's gonna be pricey though.
If they present him the right money, yeah, boom. That's the loophole that they can do. Because Matt Reeves said, he doesn't want nobody touching this, and that. He doesn't want nobody touching the Batman stuff, which is just a small section of DC. Gotham City, that's a small section of DC. That's not all of DC.
It's a pretty big section though. Like a lot of comic books right now.
It is, yeah. I mean, Batman can exist on his own outside of DC. He doesn't need DC anymore. Right. But you look in the context of a whole planet. Gotham City is just a small little piece. Batman's world on each Earth is a small little piece. There's other parts of this world where other heroes can coexist. So this Superman movie could take place in Matt Reeves' universe. That's a loophole. Or they're just going to keep it separate, have a main universe, and multiverse, different Earths where you can have different stories, which I'm totally fine with. Because I do want movies like Jokers and stuff. I want to see movies like those in the main universe, but you should still have a place where artists can still come in and do their own thing in a separate universe. That's the only way you can let people really do their own thing. Do it in a separate universe. That's it.
Why is Rhea writing, "What's up, everybody"? She doesn't talk that way.
Ray about that life, she's a thug. She a gangster.
Oh.
She lived that life. Smash the like button, y'all. Thank you, Ray. All right.
But man, it's
75% for audience. People liked it, but not loved it.
Is that a Rotten Tomatoes number? Yeah.
If it's Rotten Tomatoes, don't trust the Rotten Tomatoes audience and critic score. That's why Rotten Tomatoes to me, that whole thing. You know what? I'll show you guys why you don't trust Rotten Tomatoes, especially the audience score. Real quick, just a derail. We're going to use one movie for example.
I think I know the one. Are we going to a galaxy far, far away?
Use Venom. We'll use Venom. This is a Sony movie. Audience, they liked it. They gave it an 80%. Now we can all agree Venom is not a good movie. The critics think it's trash. I agree more with the critics, but still the critics, they probably gave some BS reviews too. Go to these audience ratings.
Loved
Loved
it.
it.
Hardy.
Hardy is brilliant as always. 5 stars. Very dumb movie, but who cares at this point? 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5 stars. You gave it a passing grade. You say it's messy, has several plot flaws, and the villain isn't the best. It's slight lightheartedness mixed with some interesting CGI action makes it extremely watchable and enjoyable. 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's messy. What? 1 star. This should have been R rated. As it is, it's just kind of boring. I agree with this person here. Simon F. Intelligent individual. I swear, me and MSK was looking at one where some lady said, my kids liked it. 5 stars. It was one review. Some lady said, my kids liked it. 5 stars.
Hey.
What? I didn't ask for your kids' review. I asked, what's your review? I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes at all. Honestly, I don't like watching any review sites. The only reviews I watch is people like, if Chill reviews a movie, I'm gonna watch it. If Anzo reviews a movie, I'm gonna watch it. I really just watch YouTube reviewers at this point because I like seeing people be upfront and personal. Reading stuff compared to someone actually speaking it and articulating it to you through voice, through a video is so much better. I prefer, like Cisco and Ebert. Hope I said their name right, but they used to do movie reviews on TV and stuff, upfront and personal in front of people. They didn't write their reviews; they televised it.
That must be a San Francisco thing. I don't recognize the name Cisco and Ebert.
There's some old school reviewers and stuff. They don't review stuff like that no more. They used to like have a network where they would just review movies and stuff. James Gunn debunked that he's going to stay in his own universe. They're just going to recast Batman with a different actor in DCU. Yeah, Batman's getting recast. He's getting hard rebooted. So what up, Superboy, Raya? I'm glad DC is rebooting. Then Whitetail Capital announced he's back soon, just to rip it from him. I don't know why, and I'll say this: the Rock's also his fault. Well, I'll just say this. And mind you guys, I've been having my issues with David Zaslav. Don't get me wrong. Like him, canceling a movie that you could have just put out in theaters and tried to make something back from it. Like, with the Batgirl. They cut it. They only got back like what, 20 million from it? And they still lost 70. Like, yo, you got 20 million. You still lost 70. Like, you cut in the movie. You barely got anything back. Have my issues with him. He's messing with the animation department. I have my issues with him too. Honestly, there's a disconnect because The Rock had to have went to Zaslav to do this. Walter Hamada didn't want to do it. He didn't want to play Henry Cavill Superman in the movie, so he didn't go through Walter Hamada. He went through somebody higher up. Now, the person higher up who told The Rock, hey, you can bring back Cavill, whoever it was, whether it was Zaslav or whatever, whoever was that higher up that allowed him to do this, is the main person at fault. The Rock's at fault for not making sure anything's ironclad. Because look at the way he marketed Black Adam. The DC universe, hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. He's literally promoting this. He's hyping it up. He's literally hyping up that the hierarchy is about to change, that something big is going to happen. And guess what? He may not even be part of this universe now. Like, he's literally hyping us up and giving us promises that won't happen.
Oh, he was right. The hierarchy changed. It's called Safran James Gunn.
Yeah. Hey, he knew this whole time. He was just not telling us what the hierarchy actually was. That's why he was being so discreet about it. Shouts out to The Rock. But still, it is The Rock, the higher up who told The Rock to who let The Rock just start promoting stuff the way it was, and Henry Cavill's manager. Henry Cavill's not at fault for what happened. He's only doing what he's being told. His manager is trash. He needs to find a new manager. I've been saying this since he left in since he left after Justice League. His manager is trash. Find you a new manager. Like, you could have been making money doing cameos as Superman, and your manager telling you go do The Witcher. Like, I know he did it out of passion. It's like, bro, you can still be Superman and do The Witcher. Like, what is your manager telling you? What's up? You got to fire that manager. She's not finding him the best work. She probably only got him Mission Impossible Fallout, which is probably the best thing he was in that really helped his resume. But he got to fire that manager.
Yeah.
Arkham, I know I was saying James Gunn don't want Battison. I agree. It's just going to be recast in the DCU. People don't realize that Gunn inherited a mess. This was the best case scenario for him. Yeah, this was all you can do. There's only two things you can do. Continue with it or delete the mess. I wouldn't want to continue with a mess, and I would rather just start fresh because I have to inherit your problems.
Yeah.
When David Zaslav came into Warner Brothers, they inherited problems. They can't just start fresh. It's a totally different situation, but they can't just start fresh. They had to inherit these problems. They had to inherit the debt that WB has amassed through AT&T and all these other people, and now they have to carry that on. Now they're doing the best they can with it, but Gunn wants to just move forward. I don't blame him. Like, it's a lot of bad baggage. It's a lot. That's a lot of bad baggage. I wouldn't, because I would honestly do the same thing too. I'm rebooting. Man of Steel wasn't that divided though. Audience is at 75%. The audience was for it. That's mostly on WB Russian Universe. Well, it's both. Yes, it's mainly on WB, but mind you, it's a team effort. WB, Zack Snyder. The biggest problem with WB and Zack Snyder, and I don't even know why they was working together still, because it doesn't make any sense. I understand I have contracts and stuff, but it's clear he's not doing what you want him to do. You're the boss. Be the boss. Tell him to stop. WB wanted to do a cinematic universe. Zack Snyder just wanted to do 5 movies and be out. He wanted to keep it very contained and small. Okay. Why are they working together? They have 2 different missions that don't mesh. Why are they working together? Why are they still doing work? Why is WB being basically punks and not being upfront and saying, stop that. Don't do that. Stop this. Why are you doing that? You can do this. You can do that. You can only do this. Be the boss. I mean, Kevin Feige literally, Kevin Feige does it. Sure, he doesn't have as much control as he does now. But before, Kevin Feige was like, nah, we ain't doing that. Kevin Feige literally told Scott Derrickson on stage. Scott Derrickson said, my Doctor Strange movie is going to be dark and scary and blah, blah, blah. Guess what Kevin Feige said?
PG.
No. You're talking crazy. No. He did that in front of everybody.
Yeah, and then a fan was like, rated R, and he said, it'll be PG and you'll like it.
That's what he said. Boss. I don't agree with it, but boss.
Good point.
Be a boss. Tell your employee, no, you can't do this, you can't do it. I'm not saying, make them do it, like force them to do it against their will.
Yeah,
but
you're saying that DC should be more like Feige, yeah.
Be a boss. Stop being scared. Just do what you need to do. Kid, I was your Twitter. I can't find. Oh, that.
Sure wrote that like 30 minutes ago. Oh, you're late. You got a few. You got to hurry up on reading these live chats.
Yeah, let me blow through them. Man of Steel was based off Superman Earth 1 comic. They should have not based that. They should not base the start of the universe off that comic. Here's my fan casting for Superman: David Cronsweat and Batman Richard Madden, and Wonder Woman and an Aquaman Glenn Powell.
Too expensive.
Get somebody fresh. Richard Madden, I heard that name before. He sounded like he'd been in some stuff.
He was from the Eternals, Icarus. Right?
Oh, Stark?
No, I'm wrong. Stark, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely not him. He's a horrible Stark. Man Tomorrow is fired. James gonna take inspiration from that for a Superman movie. Thank you. Yes. Copy the animated stuff. James Gunn, just copy the animated stuff and we'll be fine. Just copy the animated stuff. Please. We'll be fine. You don't feel bad for Henry Cavill? I mean, not really. I mean,
I'm more excited that we're gonna get cohesive DC. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, yeah, it's fucked up, but like Henry Cavill should have made sure shit was ironclad. You should have made sure it was ironclad. You know, regardless of anything, make sure your contracts, read your contracts. Read your contracts. You know, yeah, it's the only thing I feel bad about with Henry Cavill was that he did not get good material from the start. It's something that I feel bad about. He did not get good material to work with from the start. You know, that I feel bad about. Other
Can
than
I mention
that,
something about Gal and Patty for a second? Because Big Bro mentioned them. Yes, it stinks, and Patty Jenkins should not be involved in two franchises, the Star Wars one and the DC one. They're very time consuming, and she just give an example, exemplified it to all of you guys how you don't have enough time. Things will be delayed, and then one will come at the expense of the other. So for that reason, when we're talking about actors, don't ask for an actor who is part of another major franchise, whether it's TV show like House of Dragon or something. If they're committed to something, Harry Potter, if they're committed to the other superhero company, don't cast them for your thing.
all right, you guys, I'm gonna have to skip through some of these comments. No, I have to skip something. Like you guys are damn, these chats are flowing. Let me get these donations real quick. Shouts out to Black Rampage 2. Y'all too cool with Henry getting cooked for me.
Ooh, I'm too cool now.
Look,
so you make me sound like I'm careless, my friend.
You guys, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I don't care about Henry Cavill Superman. I really don't. The only thing I feel bad about is that from the start, he was given weak material. Weak material. That's something I feel bad about. I care more about DC. As I care more about DC. That's just I care more about DC as a whole.
It's embarrassing. It's disheartening that he had to do that announcement, or he wanted to do that announcement if he did it, only for Safran and Gunn to be hired, to be made DC Studios, and for them to say none of that stuff happens anymore. It's new continuity. But it's also reality of the fact that if I'm in a new job, if I had that, I'd do the same thing. I'd reboot also.
That's why I'm wondering what higher up told them that they can do this. Because they had to go to David Zaslav.
It was Zaslav. The way you worded it earlier, yeah. Zaslav said,
yeah,
sure, you gotta do it. It's like, Superman, of course.
We want Henry Cavill.
And then he's like, okay, yeah, why are we not having Superman? I run DC, good. And then he goes, well, I'm going to hire James Gunn. And, oh, you want to reset? I guess that makes sense. You know more than I do. Fine, reset. He just never, thought about that.
But, hey, people wanted Zaslav. I didn't ask for him. I didn't ask for Discovery to come here. I didn't ask for Discovery to bring their trash reality TV shows and all that. They here now. I never liked David Zaslav from jump, y'all. But, hey, there was a section of people asking for David Zaslav. Yay, David Zaslav's going to restore this, that. David Zaslav. I mean, I don't like the motherfucker just as much as you guys, but hey, we stuck with him. The only thing I agree with David Zaslav on is that Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman are a huge priority, and you need them to build out a cohesive DC universe.
And Black Rampage, he did not say Gal, Robert Pattinson, and Henry. He said Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman.
I think they threw Harley Quinn in there. I'm shocked at how bad you guys' ideas are for DC after booting Henry. Y'all ideas stink. Hey.
They don't stink.
That's why I'm not running it. But I'm going to just say this. My ideas are perfect.
Henry Cavill for Bizarro. You mean the perfect Bizarro. You can be back as Superman, sure.
Now, let me get to Jamie's. Jamie, I can't get art because I'm trying to blow past some of them. My point is DC needs to make good standalone films. I do agree.
What's up, Jamie?
Yes, still do a connected universe. But the trick the MCU had, we didn't know until Avengers. We didn't know until the first Avengers trailer that all the stuff was really connected. Let's be honest. We didn't really know. Yeah, they was hinting at connections and stuff, but I didn't know until I watched the first Avengers trailer, all of it's connected. Because at first I thought it was just this is some cameo. This may not even go anywhere. Remember Tony Stark showed up at the end of Incredible Hulk? Did we really think that was going to go anywhere? Let's be honest. When you first saw that, did you really think that was going to go somewhere? Or did you think you hoped? Yeah. But did you fully believe it would have went somewhere?
Because I did not believe
it. Avengers was a surprise.
Yeah. Nothing was done like that before.
Right. It was just is basically what Fox X-Men doing, where there was like teasing things, but they're never gonna go nowhere. It's
Yeah,
not gonna go nowhere.
that's what made
It's just
Tony Stark showing up so hard to believe it. The
it was
Fox
just
things.
yeah, it was like little cute stuff. That's it. But they ended up taking it somewhere, and guess what? We got the MCU. That's why I hope with this new slate, show little by little. Let your work speak for itself. Don't release a slate. Don't release a slate spoiling the whole 10 years. Little by little, tell us 4 movies at a time, 3 movies at a time. Don't get our hopes up. Don't do what they did in 2016, where they showed a whole slate, which was stupid. They only did that because they wanted to literally mimic Marvel. They released a slate back in 2016. This
Rhea also said, "My 2 cents is that the negotiations for paying Cavill were in his favor due to pushed up timeline to make a deal. His management team asked for an amount Warner Brothers Discovery couldn't afford. The bag takes priority over fulfilling a story arc."
True. This was the slate. I remember they released this slate. I thought this was the stupidest thing they did at the time. At the moment, I was like, "Yeah, freak Marvel, stick it to Marvel." But then looking back on this now, this was so dumb. This was so dumb to do, because it's like you're only in one film. I think this was after BVS when they released this. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was like one film deep, one film, at least one film. There's like releasing the slate already, like just spoiling everything. Like, build yourself up first and prove to us you can do this, and then release a slate.
I don't know, Kate. I think they had an amazing 2020. That was a great year. What?
Oh yeah, those Cyborg and Green Lantern Corps movies was a dope in 2020. I remember them.
Man.
Many of the well-known talent associated with the existing content can leverage their brand reach to demand more money, which WBD is working on conserving while they're currently financially hemorrhaging. And that's the thing too. David Zaslav said for a bunch of TV shows, they don't want to spend no more than 70 million. So a lot of stuff is going to be pretty cheap for now until the brand can prove itself, and he might say, okay, 100 million for your TV show now. You proved yourself. I trust that you guys can definitely give us a great return. I'm not saying put 100 million on some streaming service, because you're not going to make all that back, but he might have more faith. He might have more faith once they get that debt down and they can spare a little bit more money to go around. The Marvel side of me has not been happy. The DC side of me is hyped for the future. Yeah, Marvel's trash. Right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm not too pleased with them right now.
Recast T'Challa. James Gunn is a leader DC needed and deserves. James Gunn is making some power moves, massive W for him. And his transparency is amazing. Honestly, not trying to take a shot at the MCU, Chill, but I have to say this. I like that James Gunn is more transparent than Kevin Feige.
Makes for entertaining Twitter updates, man. What's he going to do today?
The Rock's going to say something, and they're going to be fighting it out. I'm waiting for the Rock to
how
say
likely
something
that
on
is?
Twitter.
That's
It's going to
happen.
happen. I'm waiting for them to start beefing on Twitter. I'm waiting for the Rock to say he's definitely going to be pissed. The Rock's going to be pissed.
Screw you guys. I'm going to the Royal Rumble.
It's like, you know what? I got one more in me. One last ride.
Mm-hmm.
The talent is well within the right to demand whatever pay they want due to their value to the brand with the impact of their brand reach and marketability. That's true.
She used hemorrhaging. She used marketability. Like, what do you take us for?
I mean, that's also true, because they could start to demand more, because the Cavill could say, "Man, I'm in Mission Impossible Fallout. Where my money at?" But it's like, dude, you was only in Mission Impossible Fallout. What else did you really do? Because his big break wasn't until Superman.
You don't remember though when he did this at Mission Impossible?
Then they tried to mimic it in Krypton. Gosh. It's on WWBD to decide if marketability or profit is a priority, and it's clear the latter is. Yeah. They're here to save that money. And
you don't have to make that compromise, because Superman is marketability. Superman.
But there is a chance the actor could become bigger than the character. We get into a
No.
T'Challa
Okay,
situation.
okay. Which actor in the world is bigger than Superman? We're talking about Superman, not any other thing. You could say that, the Green Arrow, there could be an
Man,
actor bigger than the Green Arrow.
look at the way everybody is clamoring over Henry Cavill, but didn't go support Black Adam.
Yeah, but we're in a bubble. Where, like, everybody feels like everybody just because of who we follow.
Yeah, tweets don't equal money. But I was just talking about it today on Twitter. I was like, nobody went to heavily support the movie that featured Henry Cavill's return.
Yeah.
Like, whether you look at the quality of that, or this is why MCU fans keep winning. I have to say it. They watch anything. They watch anything MCU. Yes, it may not be good or whatever. Whatever. The same thing for Star Wars. But them motherfuckers go support. They go support that shit. They go out there, they support, they'll buy their 7 tickets, their 6 tickets. There was a guy who watched who's that guy who watched Infinity War and spent like over 100 tickets.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And then there's a dude for Captain Marvel did the same exact shit. He spent over he bought like over 100 something tickets to watch Captain Marvel. Now that's a weird fan. But the motherfuckers go support.
It wasn't even in the theaters for 140 days. He must have seen twice a day. You've done that before. Didn't you do that before?
Yeah, that's what he said he did. He was watching it multiple times a day. Or maybe he just bought multiple tickets within a day and didn't even go watch it.
I can't imagine going to see a movie 20 times. That's a lot. 20 times. So
what up, Fishan? I'm heard, bro. No Henry, Gal, or Momoa. This shit is trash. Y'all doing a full reboot. Why not a soft reboot? Now, this is the thing. James Gunn did. Let me bring up his tweets. James Gunn wants Ben Affleck to come back and direct. He wants to do something else with Momoa. He doesn't want these actors gone. He wants to give them different roles in the universe.
He wants goodwill because he knows that crushing the dreams of Vision Silva is actually going to be better if no, don't worry, Henry's still with us. We're going to work in the future.
Let's just make Henry Cavill Deathstroke. So, James Gunn said, Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go.
Ooh.
Which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We will be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year, which is January. Among those on the slate is Superman. Let me zoom this in right quick. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future.
Let me pause for a second. He never states that Henry Cavill will not return as Superman. He just says the first movie will have a young Superman. It's only because Henry Cavill himself on his Instagram said, no, that's it. I'm not returning. This statement, the first time I read this, before I read Henry, I go, all right, so we get a younger version and Henry will play the older version? Because James doesn't outright say that Cavill isn't Superman anymore. But yes, Henry Cavill does confirm it.
Yeah. He does confirm it, but you don't make a bad point. That is a good point.
We're gonna work together in the future. So without the Henry Cavill news, I'd be like, okay, then they're doing both.
Because what if he does to where he's gonna do like a young Superman film, in the next film, it was fast forward. It takes place in a day where the Justice League is more foreign and stuff, and Henry Cavill is just the older Superman now. But we know this is gonna be a totally new actor, and this actor, where this movie starts, is going to be officially where the DCU is going to keep progressing from. And this actor is going to just age up and be eventually the older Superman. We need him to be.
Snyder Steppenwolf told me to stop making stuff up. He clearly says Supes is not coming back, as we read it again. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans. And we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. My friend Snyder Steppenwolf, that is the opposite of what you think happened. He makes it seem like they're working together.
You are a gangster, bro. How you gonna do this? Hey, Nerman, this is the only time I had to do it. And Chill asked me last night, today. He's like, hey, you gonna stream about it? I said, I don't know. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just do it. Fuck it. Let me get to the part where he says he wants Ben Affleck. Okay. Okay. Met with Ben yesterday, precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. I say here, Ben Affleck can come out and dispute this and say, "No, I just don't want to direct. I just don't want to direct. I want to also play Batman." He said right here, Ben Affleck wants to direct, and this lines up with what Ben Affleck been wanting to move on. He been done. The only time he's come back is Flash. I've been telling people this. He's done. He's ready to move on. You know, that stuff that happened with Justice League and stuff, that was too much for him. Dude had to was having alcohol issues, family troubles. All that stuff is way more important than Batman. Yeah, that stuff he probably got it fixed and it's well taken care of. But does he want to dip back into that situation? Does he want to take another chance in doing that? He's probably better off just come back and directing, because he directed Argo. Argo was a good movie. I'm down to see what he's going to direct. He might direct the new Batman. Who knows? Wow, that would be crazy. He's going to direct the new Batman.
He'll have an Easter egg to Martha.
Superboy wanted to come in here and say something slanderous. Superboy, check your DM. He's probably going to come in here and...
Oh, Nerdman wants a link too.
Nerdman, send the group chat. I'll just send it to him.
I'll do it.
I want Henry Cavill to continue as Superman, but at the same time, the DCU has been a mess structurally and continuity-wise. For Gunn and Safran were hired as DC studio heads. Let's say, you guys, the continuity has been trashed from the start. You have Martian Manhunter in a movie with you, and you're telling me you as a creative is not going to take the opportunity to have a Superman movie about two aliens. One alien is open to protecting people and exposing himself to the world. And you have another alien that's in the same situation. Only difference is he came from a planet that his people was killed by white Martians and stuff, and he was the last of his people. He came to Earth to hide away, live life, and he wants to preserve his species. You know, he believes in preserving the species, meaning hiding out, staying away from people. But Superman doesn't want to be selfish. He wants to take his powers and go do something good. Manhunter is the opposite. Imagine Man of Steel with both of them in it, with these two different ideologies, and by the end of it, Manhunter's like, you know what? You're right. You can still have the same plot, you know, Zod coming to blah blah blah, take over the planet and stuff, all that. But you had the chance to start building out the universe in a huge way. You literally had fucking Manhunter right there. That's why Man of Tomorrow did that so much better than what we seen in Man of Steel with Manhunter and trying to build out this universe.
He says the DCU has been a mess, and the thing is, it has so many names. People call it the Snyderverse, DCU, DCEU. Guys, let's have a name for what we're calling the films and everything attached to its continuity. I wouldn't call it a something U, because Marvel owns that. Call yourself the Justiceverse.
I don't think Black Adam was shit, but you know, like Hawkman and stuff, and you know, that's a fresh start, because you just introduce the JSA, they don't really work, and in the current, they don't work, because the way Man of Steel is made, it's made as if Superman is like the first time people. That's the thing. Man of Steel is made as if it's the first time people see a alien or whatever come to Earth. But it's like, you have a guy in Gotham City running around with a helicopter, and he's dressed up as a bat with all these gadgets and stuff, and you're shocked about some alien? Batman's over here fighting superpowered people like Bane and Killer Croc, but you're shocked about Superman? What?
And Batman's old. He's been doing it for years.
20 years, and they're shocked by some alien. So Batman didn't fight Bane within 20 years, a superpowered individual. Like, they're shocked of being this superpowered individual. What? They're shocked about some aliens. Oh my gosh. That's why I say Batman to being 20 years deep, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. It doesn't. It would have been cool after Justice League 2 with Darkseid and Flash runs back in time and then you can reboot.
That's the selling point for Flash. You better watch this new movie next summer because you'll understand exactly what happens with the Safran Gunverse. They need to use that because right now they have 4 movies and no one cares about Shazam or what are the other ones? See, I don't even remember them because they're irrelevant because they're done. They're dead in the water. They're just gonna happen, and they may even have a post-credit scene that has nothing to do with anything because Gunn is rebooting.
Yeah, that's what I say. Next year, just watching movies. I'm just watching movies for what they are, the stories that they present. That's it. So I watched the Batman. It doesn't matter to the main universe, but I watched it. I watched Joker. It doesn't matter to the main universe of this live action stuff, but I watched it. But yeah, this shit gotta go. And please fix Darkseid too. My gosh. All that shit gotta go. It all gotta go, you guys. I loved Wonder Woman 1. I loved Aquaman 1. I like Shazam. Man of Steel, that's like okay to me. That stuff gotta go. Sacrifices gotta be made. What did Thanos say? This was inevitable. It was inevitable. It was inevitable. Wipe it all away.
Oh, Blue Beetle, that's the one, Tony. Yeah. How unfortunate. Well, it could be repurposed into the Gunn universe.
This actor, look, I don't know how good Blue Beetle's gonna be, but this actor they got, he's a really
Karate Kid.
Reboot, put him into this main universe. Put him into this new universe. Don't rush him in there. He has to come like, oh no. Yeah, nah. Never mind. No. Hard reboot.
But it is a hard reboot because Blue Beetle has no attachment.
No, because all right, look at it like this. You have to do before you can, because Titans, all that.
Titans?
Before we can bring in these young heroes, you have to get Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Green Lantern, all the adult heroes and stuff out the way. Because Jaime Reyes is a young hero. He's like Static. They young. I don't think they should be introduced. Like they should be showing up after the 10 years.
I'll eat it. I'll just accept it. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want it. It's not ideal, but yeah, he's gonna be young.
I'm not saying it can't happen. It could happen, but you would have to probably introduce the original Ted Kord Blue Beetle first before we could Jaime Reyes, because Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle isn't around when Superman's like 20, and being a hero.
It'll be a change. I'm sorry, and it's not the ideal position, but like I'll take it just so I can get my Blue Beetle. I know it's wrong. Riri Williams being introduced at 19 in the movies is wrong too, but like I'll accept it. Let's just go.
What up, Superboy?
What up, Gator? What up, Chill?
Hello.
Good day for DC, man. Good day for DC.
Look, don't think this is your chance as an MCU fan that you won. DC's still better than Marvel, bro. Zack Snyder Justice League is better than Thor 4. So let me make that clear.
You know what? You got a point.
Zack Snyder Justice League better than Endgame too. Continue, Superboy.
Preposterous. I will not show my face on this.
Good idea for him.
But Superboy, how you feel about this reboot overall? How you feeling? Be honest.
I said this years ago, around 2017 Justice League. They should have rebooted by then. I don't know why they kept going.
Agree. Yeah,
I think they should have done it years ago. I would say around BVS. Like when you saw BVS gonna crack a bill, you should have been like, yeah.
You're welcome anytime, Vishan. Yeah. If you need the link, I'll send it to your Instagram.
This idea for these teachers.
I mean, I do agree with you. They
I think it's a good idea for DC. But yeah.
Oh, you're lagging.
I'm saying I do agree with you about the 2017 point you made.
I'm lagging?
I do agree.
Yes. I can prove that you're lagging.
Hold on.
Finish the
I'm
sentence.
lagging.
Yeah, finish my sentence. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
See?
I'm lagging.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you're lagging. Yes.
4, 5,
I
6.
can hear him, but there is a delay.
Yeah.
Superboy.
He muted himself. Oh, maybe leave and then come back. Wait, what country is he in right now? I don't know that.
He's in America.
Oh.
Red, white, and blue.
I noticed there's a bit of a delay with Nerdman. Like not that long, but there's always a little delay.
But yeah, I mean, it's not. I pretty much. It's not that. It's not really too much else I can say. All I can say is this, because we don't know the plan yet. The only thing I know so far is that we're getting a Superman movie,
and we'll know about it in January.
We'll know more about it in January. Hopefully, Gunn and Safran only just tell us the first 5. That's it. Just tell us the first 5 movies. That's it. We don't need to know the whole 10 years. Just the first 5.
What pace are these movies? 3 a year, 2 a year?
I think hopefully they're just going to do two to 3 a year, two max.
So they'd be spaced out 4 months apart, maybe 5 months apart.
Yeah, I'm hoping for 2 max because that's going to make the quality even greater than, whatever quantity we could get.
It depends who they choose as the director. If they get qualified people who know their stuff and they don't even got to worry about them, like Doctor Strange and Sam Raimi, then we can do it. We can have 75 DC properties a year.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna get Quentin Tarantino. We're gonna get good people.
No, I hope so.
Wait, all right. Everybody is taking what James. All right, you guys. James Gunn is doing a young Metropolis. So Clark's not gonna be a Smallville. This is literally when he's gonna be working. This is what it's more than likely gonna be. He's in Metropolis. He's young. He's literally working under Lois at the moment. He's not even a on her level yet. So this is going to be out of teenage years. This ain't even going to be teenage Clark and stuff. But you know what? I would actually kind of be okay with that because I kind of want to see that.
He probably mentioned young just to soften the blow. Like, you see, Henry's not young. That's why we have to go with someone young. Yeah. It would be a 28-year-old, which is like, it's young, but
that's not small. The first half of Smallville. The first half of Smallville was him in Smallville. After that, he eventually got out of high school. Now he's an adult. He's working in Metropolis. Boom. That's what soup. At that point, that's when we all look at Superman. Let me literally get the comic. Got it right here.
Let me get my Superman comics.
Got it right here. These are the first, I think 9.
Get the first issue.
This is when it was called Daily Star. This is back in the day. These are the first, I think, 9 issues. I still got to finish it. These are the first couple issues of Superman where he's working at the Daily Star. This was Daily Star. This was OG, but first couple issues. He's working at the Daily Star. He's still Superman. He's kind of at Lois's level, but nothing, this is what it is. But that's the problem. That's the problem, Snyder. They rushed to that. He's already 33 in Man of Steel. He 33 already. They should have started at the top. Not Smallville, but start when he's like fresh into Metropolis, fresh as a reporter. This dude already 33. Yes, it was confirmed he was 33.
Super chat.
Jimmy Olsen. Oh my gosh. No longer dead.
Hey, wasn't Jimmy Olsen black?
No, he's gonna be black in an animated show.
Oh.
That's if it doesn't get canceled. If that's animated Superman show, it might get canceled. Who knows? I don't know. I really don't care if it does.
Yeah, I got that first issue. Cost me an arm and a leg. No one can have it though.
Wait, did you got the is that just the first issue or is this because I have
It's just the first issue. It's a facsimile remake page for page of what happened in 1938.
okay, because mine's it's just a combination of the first 9 issues.
It's not the only one since we're showing off. Let me see here. Oh, you got all 9 issues.
Yeah, see, so
Why
it's
9?
like,
Why not 10?
it's basically just a compilation of the whole 9 in one. I don't see the great stories you can tell with Clark and Daily Planet. What can they do? Especially this would be before you become Superman. That's why I say the villains, they rush this shit so much too. Superman the Animated Series, so prime example. That whole show is literally about Superman being a reporter. He's literally a reporter. Yes, he's Superman too, but he's a reporter the whole show. There's a bunch of episodes where he had to fight villains that didn't have the bronze. They had to get some intelligent writers together to be able to find a way to give us a villain that can combat Superman on a intellectual level. You got your Lex Luthor. That's like, we got to get some interesting villains this first movie. I don't know who the villain's going to be. It's probably going to be Lex Luthor.
One other page that you got to see is the Fantastic 452 where T'Challa debuts. It is the first ever reprint, so it's a second printing, and everything is the same. Advertisement is in the same place, word for word. Some of these advertisements are a little bit problematic. If you want to read about this Trick Black Soap, you see that one there? Can you read it?
I can barely see. Okay, yeah, I can see. Ordinary looking piece of soap. Victim washes. Yeah, I can see it.
Read it. Read the whole thing.
Ordinary looking piece of soap. Victim washes face and gets blacker and blacker. When he gets a look in the mirror, he'll be shocked.
The first issue where this dude appears.
Wait.
What?
Huh?
The 60s were wild.
Oh my gosh. That was some racist ish.
They called it soap.
Hey, that's still a good comic though. But damn, still a good comic. But dang, that's racist. That's racist.
I know. I didn't just get it once though because it's so legendary. I had to go ahead and get it a second issue just because I really liked him. You know, it's Black Panther, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I had to get a third one, and then I have to get another one, and then I have to get another one. I was like, give me all the Black Panthers.
Hey man, but look, we gotta support T'Challa regardless, even if it's slightly has some issues. Gotta support it. Look, I want to see a Superman eventually get to his prime, but I want it to be built up. I want them to take their time. It's a cinematic universe. Take your time, right? Depending on the characters, you may have to set them at a certain, for example. And this is why I say it was okay to do this show, because you had a previous show where you did an Iron Man in his prime like you're supposed to. Remember that 90s Iron Man show? About Iron Man in his prime. He's an adult. You show him come out the cave. He built this suit. Now he's a hero. Okay. Good show. It was an okay show. Did you know they did a Teenage Iron Man show?
Remember that show? No idea. What year was this?
I think it was 2006. I Am Iron Man.
Huh.
What is it? The Invincible Iron Man?
That sounds about right. That's what his comic is.
Hold up, Teenage Iron Man show. This was a really good show anyways.
Iron Man Armored
Adventures. Yeah, okay. Iron Man Armored Adventures. The reason even though there's no comic where Tony Stark this is not Tony Stark's origin. He wasn't a teenager when he became Iron Man. He was a fully grown adult when he became Iron Man.
Yeah.
The reason I was okay with this, and I'll tell you why, is because when they finally introduced Iron Man in animation, they did him right the first time. This cinematic universe was the first time we was going to get Superman in a universe with other DC characters, and they sped past and rushed so much stuff. They rushed. Do that shit right. You know, we should be getting our Man of Steel's 1, our Man of Steel's 2s before we get to Batman and Superman fighting, which is a story that takes place after the Justice League disassembles. And they're all old as hell. And you're placing that right at the time before a Justice League is even formed. That is not right. Yes, it's an Elseworld story, but that's not right. You can't place Dark Knight Returns before you even form a Justice League. That does not work. You're working backwards. You need to start at the top, go down. Don't start at the back and go up. That's weird. This cinematic universe.
Shame.
Yes, I get it. People have their own creative. I'm bringing you in a second, man. People have their own creative liberties. They can do and make whatever they want. Doesn't make it good or the right way to do it. James Gunn's #1 fan is here. What's up, nerd man?
I told you you had a lag.
Yeah, we should have got that. Warner Brothers was dumb for not doing Man of Steel 2 instead. Nerd man, what's up? Nerd man.
I don't hear him. He said coming in the private chat. Let's read a couple of more live chats. Thanks everyone for tuning into the K-Dot's morning.
Shouts out to everybody. Don't expect this to be this is just a rare occasion where I'm streaming this early. K-Dot, any Power Rangers comics? Not yet. Not yet. Soon, someday. Majority of my comics is back in storage now, so I just have the essentials that I'm reading right now. Shame. Spectacular Spider season 3 needs to come back. But I don't want to see Disney do it because they're gonna make him trash like Tom Holland Spider-Man. So no, they'll make him all wimpy and nervous and whack. That show was made at a time when teenagers was cool. I don't need Disney touching, that beautiful show. It ended in a cliffhanger that pissed me off, but I gotta leave it where it's at.
The announcement of how we're gonna connect movies and animation with gaming, what? That's so unique. I mean, Star Wars does it, but it's so refreshing, And I think that a new young hero like Static, maybe Blue Beetle would be there, but one of those younger heroes is the answer for the animated game. I mean, for the video game, because they will not age.
Yeah, and as much as I want to see Static get introduced, I do want to see him get introduced, but I think we're gonna have to wait. They're gonna do this 10-year thing, probably in like I'm not sure if they're gonna do phases or if they're just gonna do a straight up 10-year and it's all like one big thing. In the MCU there's phases, they're broken up.
Okay.
I don't think they might just make it all like it's all just connected in one big saga. Like there might be
you're worked up over the titles too much, saga, phase, whatever it is. I feel like even Marvel when their phases is kind of meaningless. If everyone gets a solo movie, then they get an Avengers team up, and then phase 2 is everyone gets a solo and we team up again, and then solo and team. Well, no matter what you call it, that pattern is a good pattern. No, you don't think that everyone should get a solo and then Justice League?
No,
and then
everyone should get a solo movie for. That's what I said with the previous DC Snyderverse. Manhunter should have been introduced in Superman's movie. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Batman should have a movie. Wonder Woman should have a movie.
Yes, that's your first 3. We know should be that, or you're not thinking.
And Flash, all of them should have a movie before Justice League. And if you was going to introduce Cyborg to the team, you introduce him through Justice League because they wanted to do the new 52 origin, where he's connected to the mother box. Introduce him through Justice League, which is fine. You got your extra member. But all the main OG League members, the main 7, should have had solo movies before.
Okay, so in this new James Gunn universe where he's in charge, everyone gets their solo. The first three, we already know who they are, and then do a Flash and a Green Lantern and an Aquaman, and boom, then Justice League Unite.
Yes. Justice League United.
I
That's the
would.
title of the movie.
I know you're not.
Boom.
Yeah, Justice League
Thank
United.
you, Joe. That's the movie, Justice League United. We got our movie.
You know me.
Star was the villain.
Is Joker your first villain of the Batman movie?
I would rather they. Well, yes, I would do that because this is what they can do. This is what they can do. You can do a world's finest movie. I'm totally fine with them doing a world's finest movie before they do a Justice League movie. And when I say world's finest, I mean, Batman and Superman team up to go against Lex and Joker together. And then that's when they hint at, hey, we should start a team, or, we should start a crew of people that can, help out the world, because us together, we made a great team. Then Justice League. A tease. Boom. Totally fine with me.
Okay.
Those are the only two for the first phase for Justice League that I would be okay with seeing combined. And then the rest can just meet up in Justice League. That's it.
Hello, Adam.
What up, Adam? Y'all like he's gonna save DC.
He already has.
This is my only worry with James Gunn. And I made this clear. Now, my only thing I'm worried about is a comedy. But then I did like what he did with Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. There's no MC movies that drop that's like those. Bloody.
Those projects have room for comedy.
Nasty. Ugh. But that's the only thing I'm worried about with Gunn. I don't want comedy being like a major thing happening in all these movies. That's my only worry. But I don't think that's going to happen because, like I said, he's just a person who's going to hire certain people, and he's going to direct his own stuff, which could be a little Peacemaker here or a Suicide Squad movie. But he's not going to be directing Superman. He's not going to be directing Batman. He's hiring other people. He may get Quentin Tarantino. He better get Quentin Tarantino to do Justice League. Think about it, the possibilities. The whole movie could be about the Justice League talking, and that would be an amazing movie. Quentin Tarantino for Justice League, guys. It'll be amazing. There doesn't have to be a fight. The dialogue in that movie will be better than all the action. But yeah, look, hey, shouts out Gunn. He did what he had to do. Ball shit. He had to do what he had to do. He had to do what he had to do. He's out here killing these leakers, these people spreading false rumors, which is very good. We need more people like Gunn. That's what I want Kevin Feige to start doing. Like, just getting on Twitter. He has a Twitter account. That's not happening. And it just disappearing. He doesn't need to have a back and forth to say that's not happening, then disappear.
James Gunn gave us a lot of information. In January, we're getting a new slate announcement. In right now, it is a reset. The thing is, he replied to a Twitter tweet, but fine, they are resetting, rebooting.
But yeah, I think James Gunn's going to lead us to the promised land. I think he's going to lead us to the promised land.
You think Peter Safran is jealous? Like, no one follows me on Twitter.
He handles the money. I mean, he handles the money. He's good for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, is he? I'm not saying he's not, but he is necessary for the business side. Is he really that necessary?
You know what? Yes.
It's not. It's like I'm not downplaying him saying he's not necessary. He is necessary for the business aspect. Of like,
he produced Aquaman.
Kevin Feige didn't need a second person there to be his like, guy handling finances and stuff. They have someone handling finances, but he's not propped up to where Kevin Feige's at.
Kevin Feige is an industry guy and he's a fan, but
right.
James Gunn completes the fan missing link.
Right, James Gunn may be lacking in business, so they got Peter Safran. They're acting like he's the Messiah now. Oh, he is the Messiah. He's gonna save us. He took the staff and parted the Red Sea, and he brought all the people through the Red Sea.
Okay, K-Dot.
Moses.
And that's why Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, we know where that's from. This man said Moses, like we needed to be filled in.
Hey, just making sure. You know, I know my stuff. Shouts out
Guardians
Moses.
of the Galaxy 3 is a James Gunn produced a directed movie. Okay, and it's gonna be awesome. Well, he's not bringing the staff for that movie. He doesn't have the staff. He got it at Warner Brothers. Okay.
I have a confession. Chill knows this. I don't like the Guardians. I don't like the Guardians. I'll say this one thing about James Gunn that I hope he doesn't do. I don't want characters getting the Drax treatment. I don't want characters getting the Drax treatment. Drax is probably the most underwhelming thing about his team. This strong character. Now I'm talking about like masculine. Like, take that out. He's a strong. He was basically created to kill Thanos. And look at what we got in the MCU. Yeah. I don't want that for a bunch of the powerful DC characters. Don't make them super OP where you can't defeat them, but I want these characters to feel powerful. Hey, Nerdman got the fresh drill.
You all are real, bro. You all are real. I see how you do. I see what you do, bro. I know what you're doing.
Nerdman, this stream was random. This wasn't even supposed to happen.
It's okay.
This is all chill.
I've been saying for 2 days I want to do this anyway. It's cool. What's up, bro? What's going on?
You're doing good.
You happy?
No, we just talking about James Gunn go to save the DC universe.
You're like some delusional people right now. DC
Nerdman,
for 9 years now ain't gonna make money. 9 years, and they don't have the patience for 9 years. They don't have the patience for 6 months, let alone 9 years. DC's getting sold. Prediction right now: WB selling DC. They can't afford it.
That's right.
They can't afford the film rights. Wonder Woman's going here. Green Lantern's going there. You're not even going to be able to do Justice League movies anymore. They have flopped on the hardest level. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like, I'm a big, what's his name, Cavill fan or anything like that. You know me. That is not me. That is the dumbest thing. This guy gave up The Witcher to go back and do Superman.
And then they basically told him,
that's his fault, yeah? That's his fault. Who's going to want to work with DC? What talent is going to want to work with DC and Warner Brothers anymore after this? After throwing Patty Jenkins under the bus?
Good thing the brand of Wonder Woman comes up before Patty Jenkins, and the brand of Superman comes before Henry Cavill. They can screw anyone they want.
Oh yeah,
hire and scout some unknown guys.
Go.
You got to find the talent who are fresh out of acting school, 26 years old. Here,
right,
be a superhero.
And no one's going to go and watch.
Here.
And no one's going to go and watch because they ain't names.
No, you don't. You do not need a name for a superhero movie.
Names. And guess what? The soccer mum. Only people going to watch fucking comic book movies anymore, thanks to MCU, soccer mums and hardcore toxic MCU fans who are just as toxic, may I add, as Snyder fans. And I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about a lot of people in this community. I'm talking about MCU hardcore fans who basically defend anything the MCU do, think everything should be brought by the MCU. If it ain't by MCU, it ain't good. No matter what you do.
Different term. Most MCU fans are like zombies. They just watch it to watch. I mean, Snyder fans at least when they see a movie that they don't think is gonna be good, they're gonna say this shit trash. We're not gonna watch it. MCU fans still watch regardless of anything. They're like zombies. I'm talking about chill.
See, this is the only reason. The only reason the MCU fans aren't like seen as toxic is because their universe is successful. If their universe isn't successful, you will understand the toxicity. The the rampant racism, the rampant sexism, the rampant all of that crap that goes on that we complain about Snyder fans is MCU fans as well, right? All of that stuff is coming out. Plus,
I think Star Wars fans the better example.
Oh, Star Wars fans are a good example. They're all fandoms are. All of them are. They're trash.
I mean, but think about like this. Think about like
Thank
this
you
with Star
so
Wars.
much.
No, man, think about it with Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans is probably one of the biggest apologist fandoms, right? You agree? For anything Star Wars, it can be bad. It can be terrible. It can be the sequel trilogy, and they'll you like the sequel trilogy, but Star Wars fandom has a huge habit of being apologists for anything Star Wars that is bad. And they will do some toxic shit like attack children, Princess Leia, the guy who played Little Annie. Not saying Snyder fans done that, but
sorry, you're breaking up, bro. I don't know if it's me or on your side.
It's you. You're breaking up.
Chillmonger, is he breaking up on your side?
It's
you.
It's
you.
It's me. Okay.
But MCU fans, look, they watch anything. They'll support anything. They are apologists, but they're not there yet at toxicity. They could get there someday, but they're not there yet. The Wanda stands are. The Wanda stands are.
Yeah. Where did that fan base come out of?
You can't be toxic. You cannot be toxic if you're on top. It's not possible. And the reason is because you're succeeding, no one's going to see your toxicity, right? And the thing about it is the good thing about MCU fans, this is the good thing in terms of, them supporting MCU, is their thing is if Kevin Feige makes it, it's good. Whereas the toxic fans in DC are if Snyder makes it, it's good. So they've gone after a director, whereas the MCU fans have become beholden in cult-like manner to a producer of the whole series. So that means it's less fractured, right? In terms of, their toxicity is just aimed towards other things, like other superhero things. They're just like, it's trash.
I don't.
Trash. They just don't want it. They won't admit it.
Well, I don't disagree. You make a good point. But see,
trying to go after these MCU fans to support DC is never going to work.
But Nerman,
you're not going to come.
Nerman, you're forgetting something else. Part of that, because I don't really blame Marvel for this because it's a Disney thing. If you notice with Disney in general, Disney's probably one of the most respected brands in the world, right? Yes, they have their issues, like all the racist stuff they used to do, but they're so big where a lot of the stuff they do get swept under the rug. Disney does a lot of toxic stuff, but they're so big it gets swept under the rug. And mind you, now they got Star Wars, Marvel, and all this stuff. Their good grace with the world is going to trickle over to these brands. So regardless, these other brands was going to adopt Disney's, they was going to adopt Disney's immunity. Let's say if Disney bought DC and they did something fresh from the start, DC would have been fine. Let's say if Disney bought DC, there wouldn't be this people would be eating that shit up. Whatever bad mistake DC made, if DC made any bad mistake under Disney, it'll be treated like a MC film or Star Wars.
DC is looking bad in these streets, and you're trying to deny it.
It's because they're tied with a company with a bad reputation now.
The Superman movie.
You gonna admit you're wrong?
Superman movie. Listen, Superman's only as good as his villains. Tell me one good movie that James Gunn has done with a great villain.
Guardians 2. Ego.
Bullshitting.
Peacemaker season 1.
It was an improvement, and I was like,
season
cool.
1. The dad was a pretty good villain.
Because Kurt Russell has mad charisma.
His villains are okay. His villains are okay. His villains are okay.
That's not good enough for Superman. Okay is not good enough for Brainiac. Okay is
Superman
not
has
good
some
enough for
okay
Lex
villains.
Luthor.
His villains like Lex Luthor needs to be excellent. His villains like Darkseid need to be excellent. But if we're talking like
His villains like Brainiac need to be excellent.
They will be.
They need to be, but mind you,
Under
he has
a guy who's
some
never
average
done a good
villains
villain
at
in his
best.
life.
What's that villain that makes the toys? Toy
Man.
maker? Toy Man.
Oh,
You can write
great.
that's an average villain. You can write him in a because he battles Superman in a totally different way where you have to write in that's not a character you fight with bronze. That's a character you gotta fight on a more mental level. But still,
Sure.
compared to Lex Luthor, that toy maker dude, he's average at best. He's average. He doesn't need to be excellent. You can make him excellent, but he's an average villain.
Superman has been run into the dirt by those sick, fucked up, moronic New 52 stroke Snyder fans who have sucked off for years this Henry Cavill dude. And no one cares about Superman anymore. That's what you don't understand. You can't do an average Superman film with an average villain. And guess what?
No. I'm not saying do it.
If you do an average villain, in a Superman movie now, here's what the MCU fans will do. Oh my god, that villain was so trash. Like all their villains haven't been fucking trash. Sorry, I'm being loud in this restaurant.
I'm not saying
all their villains have been trash. Like they just forget out of their head. Like it leaves their mind, and then they destroy a DC movie over a trash villain. Like their villains are so excellent, bro. There's this whole fandom, the MCU side, the DC side, all of it is trash, and I hate them. And I'll support Superman. I'll support Wonder Woman for the rest of my life. Shazam, all of my DC. Whatever film it is, no matter how bad it is, I'll support them because I'm a DC fan. These people are not DC fans that I'm seeing right now.
Norman, if this Superman movie, right now, if this is the first movie, I hope it is. It seems like it's going to be the very first movie of this new universe. There's only one thing this movie needs to do. It needs to do what Iron Man 1 did. When you walk away from this movie, there needs to be more people loving it than hating it. Okay. That's what that movie needs to be.
And there needs to be a tornado in the movie, and in the tornado, someone's gonna get saved by Superman. It's gonna look at the camera.
We do not need a Superman Returns and a Man of Steel reception with this new movie. If we get that again, we're back to square one.
Do you mean like the Batman? You mean like Zack Snyder's Justice League? You mean like Zachary Levi Shazam? Like what else is there?
Just for a start.
They don't make box office. Why? Because DC has been abandoned by its core fan base, and the MCU fans don't give a shit. They're not going to support it.
That's why they have to. They have to have a consistent track record of movies that are good. They can't have two movies that are good and then the next year trash. They need to have. This is how the DC movies need to be. The first 5, especially the first 5 or first 7, because we know they're gonna do solo Justice League characters. Those need to be excellent, and then their team up movie needs to be grand. And then if they can do enough there, then they can get to the point where okay, we can kind of have one trash movie, but then we have 2 great movies, and then one movie, and then 3 amazing movies after that. They can't keep having 2 trash movies back to back, 2-3 trash movies back to back.
Let me get less heated. Let me get less heated now. Sorry, I had to get some of that off my chest because it's been boiling for 2 days. Less. Do you think that James Gunn has promised Patty Jenkins and Chris Henry Cavill anything in future?
Nothing.
Because
Henry
then
Cavill
I
can play
might think
Bizarro.
he's got some business savvy. Because maybe artists won't be like, oh, let's just drop DC. If he has. And also, is Peacemaker still in this new universe?
Don't know yet.
His Suicide Squad's still in this new
If James Gunn acts as Peacemaker, that says a lot. If he
Hey,
does act it,
no one's safe.
yeah,
I'll
no one's
respect
safe.
him.
Not even James Gunn stuff is safe.
If he targets his own stuff, which was trash,
Which was great. Continue.
and the box office was not very good, then I'll respect him.
That box
Let
office was.
let him fire John Cena, then I'll respect him. Because John Cena's expensive, bro. He ain't worth it. He didn't do no box office. Did he? He's more expensive than Cavill.
No.
He's probably more expensive than Cavill, bro.
Have you seen the movies he do, Nervin? He be doing some trash comedy movies. Them movies suck. I've seen a lot of his comedy movies. They suck. Remember that movie, The Marine? It sucked.
You don't have an earphone, do you?
All right, Fire's, what's his name? Idris Elba. He's expensive.
Oh yeah, he is. He's expensive.
Margot Robbie.
You know what I mean? That Suicide Squad's quite expensive, bro. Like Margot Robbie. You kidding me?
But
Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman.
It wasn't his
You're
fault.
gonna
The
keep on-
box office got tanked like
You'll
that.
keep on Harley Quinn. If he keeps on Harley Quinn, that's bullshit, bro. That's hypocrisy, and that's ego. That's like, the reason my film failed was because of the DC baggage it had before. If it wasn't for that, then that movie would have blown up. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. That movie wouldn't have blown up in a million fucking billion years. No one was going to go and see that movie. James Gunn ain't nothing outside of the MCU. Without Kevin Feige produces James Gunn ain't shit. No one cares.
Right. Regardless, that's the thing. If the movies are good, people will come regardless.
All right, we'll see.
Because look, in Suicide Squad, that's not even James's fault. That's the fault of Jason Kilar. Because once you put a movie on streaming, it's going to fail in theaters regardless. They did that with the Halloween movie 2 months ago. Put it in theaters. Guess what? Bad box office.
I'll tell you what. I'll bet you. And this is if my book ever blows up. By the way, I'm writing a book, guys. If my book ever blows up, I bet you this DC universe of James Gunn is going to fail. I'm so confident of it. I'll give you 10% of whatever shares in this the any book or anything that comes out. I'll give you 10% of it if it don't fail.
10%.
You want to bet?
10%. I'll take the bet.
I feel like I got to write a book and give you 10% and offer it on my behalf, you know?
I mean, hey, it's worth it. I'll take the bet. 10%. Shit. If it does blow up, that's free money.
I'll write a comic book.
We'll go for about 5 more minutes, guys, because Chill got to get ready.
Anyway,
Rest.
I'm just messing around. But no, I will do that bet. But anyway, go.
But look, Nerman, let me ask this. Are you at least excited that they are starting off with Superman? For the first
that they are is going to be Superman.
That's what it seems like. I mean, that's the only thing he announced so far was Superman. Yep. The only thing he announced is that he wants Ben Affleck to come direct the movie. He announced there's a Superman movie and that he's writing it. This is more than likely the first movie of this Superman movie.
Look, because James Gunn is writing it, and he doesn't fit Superman. And if he didn't have the ego that he has, he would probably get somebody who suits Superman to write the script. That's how I feel about it. I'm not. It's not impossible. Maybe he'll make a good one, but I doubt it.
He might. I mean, I don't want him writing all the movies and stuff, but if he's just writing this one and it does end up being good, We need a good start. That's all we need.
And when they do a black character, don't skin swap another character. Don't like you know what I mean? It's got to be the right one. Now we
I
need to
think we
start
should do
like
Green
sort of.
Lantern. That's what I. Yeah, go on.
We could disagree on that one, Nerd Man, and that's a great like topic for something if we ever want to go longer. But he is the secondary Green Lantern. Hal Jordan is the primary one. All the resources of DC go to him. We had a Green Lantern, John Stewart, in the. Say that again, K-Dot?
Oh no, I want Hal Jordan first. I do want John Stewart, but I want Hal Jordan first.
I just think it's a waste of resources. We had Hal Jordan in the Justice League animated show. Great 4 or 5 year run. And the very next cartoon we got was a Green Lantern cartoon with Hal. And then they did that movie of the animated with Hal. And then we did a Ryan Reynolds with Hal. The John Stewart experiment is not a long-term investment because Hal will always be there. Okay, don't even bother. Like, these are finite resources. We do not have a whole bunch of black movies that come out of DC. So when you do one, make it Vixen, Icon, Static, Mr. Terrific. Go ahead.
I want them to do Vixen. You're right, but I was thinking you could do a buddy cop thing with Hal and what's it called?
From an entertainment perspective, that'd be good. But listen, from the perspective of representation, if you want someone, James Gunn would kill. But if you want the name of a superhero to get famous, and he shares the name with Hal, then we'll never have a black character on the status of Superman, Batman, Flash, and those, because they share it with Hal Jordan. Therefore, Vixen is our answer, and she's a woman. That's positive too.
Mm-hmm.
Or Static or Icon.
Do you mean? I don't think they should do Icon because Icon could be down the road, but Icon is basically Superman who's black, and I don't.
So the challenge would be making him not Superman who's black.
But then it's not Icon, really, is it? I think a character like Vixen. The reason I feel move more towards Vixen is I've actually read her comics. I've read Icon comics, and she has a much more unique mythology that could be fleshed out creatively, but still stay true to it. It's her own powers. It's her own thing. You know, she's not just another alien from a doom planet who's picked up, but she's something distinct and her own. And I do
Professor
think
the Film Fan says in the live chat, I still wanted John Stewart. I loved him in the animated series. Where's he been since? The primary Green Lantern that's been pushed by this company has been Hal. That'll always be there. That obstacle exists. Let's choose another black representative as the symbol of representation.
But regardless, regardless, in the comics, they kind of muddied the Green Lantern. Well, they muddied the aspect of like there's supposed to be like one lantern per sector, but now they got to where Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, and all these people are like all in one sector.
Jessica Cruz, Simon Bass.
Regardless of anything, Hal's still the major. He's the major focus. Regardless, you have to start with Hal. I want to see John. I want to see Guy. I want to see Kyle. Have them all there because eventually the Green Lantern Corps, and this is what I say, Green Lantern. That by itself can exist without DC. It's its own freaking lore. That shit is thick. You got like
no, I know, but don't. I was trying to get to this. Don't you think James Gunn, if he was being sensible, he's not my perfect director for anything. Trust me. Right. But if he was going to do any DC character or DC characters, I'd say surely Green Lantern.
I agree. I agree with you.
The weird, he loved the little. He could even cast his brother as the little weird squirrel, because he loves doing that. I don't get it. Like, why does he choose Superman? Superman's not even, some noble kind of. It's like him doing Captain America. Can you see James Gunn doing Captain America?
Well, I think
about it.
This is the only reason and it kind of makes sense. The only reason I see him doing it is that he's leading this, and this is about to be his baby, and he kind of just wants to be hands-on for the first one to make sure it goes good in his eyes, because this is now his thing. It's Peter's too, but this is now his thing. It's like, we never seen Kevin Feige write or direct anything, but he just wants to be a little bit more hands-on because it's like he kind of has to. Because now David Zazov's like, okay, you're leading, produce me results now. So maybe it's that, like, yes, like I need to produce results. So I need to make sure I'm hands on with this. There's no reason I think like he would want to be so into this first project. But no, I do agree. He should be writing Green Lantern instead. I do agree with that. He should be writing that instead.
Hanzo in the chat, he says, "What up, JG?" Oh no, he actually says, "What
What
up,
up,
GJ?"
big? And I'm sorry for coming on all strong, guys, but I've had this in my head for the last 5-6 days, boiling up every single piece of news, just like making me angrier and angrier. And I don't even know who I'm angry at anymore. It's just like I'm angry at everyone because I just think I've just seen the end of DC. And it's not because the Snyderverse has disappeared, because I think that was the beginning of the end. But it could have been salvaged. Still, out of all of the mess, it could have been salvaged. And I'm not. And if you're going to cut off everything,
at what point
everything and reboot, don't do it with an MCU guy. Do it with fresh eyes. Do it with something new that will bring something new to the audience that they haven't seen.
How many years does it take for him to be in DC, in that world, for him to lose the MCU guy's stain, and he's now a DC guy?
He'll never be seen as a DC. In my opinion.
MCU did abandon him. They did abandon him. They abandoned him after the tweets. They abandoned him. So technically, he's discarded from the MCU. He's banished.
Yeah.
No.
He's banished.
Yeah.
He's a DC guy now. We gave him a home.
And what's happening with these last 3 films then? HBO Max? Because there's no point putting those in cinemas. The marketing.
No, you got to put them in cinemas. These movies over 200 million still.
That's true. But they're fucked if they do it, because the who's gonna care?
I mean, at this point, might as well
exactly.
Universe.
That's what I said earlier. We hear, and what I said to that was, Flash needs to be promoted as, you want to know how we're gonna reboot? Watch Flash. All the answers are there.
Well, yeah, and that's why I think it is gonna be. That's why I think it is gonna be promoted as that. But still, honestly, I don't think James Gunn's gonna use Flash reboot. I think he's just gonna reboot. Because remember, Flash is rebooting based off previous plans that was already filmed. Yes, you can probably go in there and rework some stuff, but how much can he rework to say, okay, this reboot is going to make sense with my reboot? Because that reboot is tied to what Walter Amato was trying to do. It's to Supergirl, so but still promote it as if it's rebooting. Because they can add in a scene. I don't know how it is. They can add in a scene where Barry just wipes everything by mistake at the end. He just wipes everything. Everything just destroyed. And then, okay, all right, we did new universe.
Static television show, static video game.
And that's good. You all are trying to stay positive, and that's good. But I just think Ray Fisher, F you.
Whoa! What did Ray do? Ray, he does not speak for me.
No, if he had shut his mouth, right, and just, taken a couple of lumps or whatever, we could have had, all right, I don't want to, the thing is about management here. It's about strong management. You could have managed Snyder. You could have managed Patty Jenkins. You could have managed all of those guys, because they weren't bad players, as I've told you. They just needed management. That was it. Even James Gunn isn't necessarily a bad player, but giving him the keys to the whole kingdom, I don't think so, bro. I don't know. I thought Zaslav had balls when he took out that Batgirl movie, but now I just look at it and I just think he's just trying to.
I said it with that Batgirl movie. That was a stupid decision to even delete it, because he only saved 20 million. He still lost 70. Barely saved shit from that movie. So you still should have put it out and get whatever money you can, because they're gonna need it for these next couple movies. Black Adam didn't make it.
The way I see it, they can't afford to make movies. And then next movies aren't going to make the money they think they're going to make. James Gunn, no James Gunn. Who do you think is going to go and support it? You think they're going to go, Flash, visionary maker of Guardians of the Galaxy makes next
watch it
Superman
once.
movie, and that's going to make it to what, $1 billion? When Guardians of the Galaxy ain't even made like over $1 billion ever. You tell me, how much do you think the next Guardians of the Galaxy is going to make money?
$1
Because
billion.
MCU's going down as well. You realize that
It's
Black Panther
more
700 million
with the way this is being marketed, and this is being marked as the end of this phase of the Guardians. It can easily hit $1 billion. It can easily hit $1 billion.
Because their last film was in 2017. I think they only reached 700 million. I mean, that's a lot, but like only in the MCU because they make billions. This can do it.
This can do it, and with people over here fantasizing, we gotta end it like in a minute. Like people contemplating, is Rocket gonna die? Is Quill gonna die? They attach to these characters, they like them, so seeing them leave is going to get people to come watch that out of emotion and stuff. Like, yo, we gotta come.
I think there's a possibility. I think there's a possibility it could crack $1 billion. But if I was a betting man, which I am actually, I might bet some more of my prime real estate. But if I was a betting man, I don't think MCU, until they start talking about Avengers movies again and like properly getting people into like how exactly one movie is leading on to the next Avengers and have exciting Avengers that people want to watch, like Iron Man and Captain America, icons. These movies are going to go down and down and down. And you know who's watching them? I know for a fact because I've been talking to them. It's soccer mums and hardcore.
Bro, all you need is a superhero who takes his shirt off a couple times and they'll be perfectly satisfied. They'll bring their kids for after soccer practice to watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's the soccer mums, and they don't know nothing about it, by the way. Nothing. I've talked to them, bro, because I work at school. I know them. They're like, we just go see every MCU movie. We don't, and then I asked them, oh, yeah, what do you think about DC? Like, do you ever go and see? What are you talking about? That last movie of DC, what was it? Batman? Oh, it was like 3 hours long.
Bro, Europe is weird.
That's what they think. That's what they think. They ain't even heard of Black Adam. They don't know nothing that doesn't come out of MCU. You're never gonna get them. Never, ever gonna get them.
And we do got to end it on this. And this is all I can say. You can always win back to people. Look, yes, they was backed by a big company. But look what the fuck Star Wars did. They dropped a TV show, threw a green baby in it, and guess what? Star Wars is saved! Yay! It's easy to win back these people. It's easy. Look, I'm telling you, it's easy. Look at the Sonyverse. I guarantee you, they can drop a trash Venom movie, another trash Venom movie, trash Morbius. Guess what? They put out a good Spider-Man movie, Spider-Verse. They're like, yay, Sony! Thank you.
Superhero movies
are easy too. These people are easy. Please trust me. Just give them one good thing, and they'll. Now, I'm not. It's gonna take more. 1 or 2 good things from DC. These people will start to change their mindset.
I hope you're right. But I'm just, and I know it's your thing. It's your stream, but I'm saying superhero movies aren't cool anymore. People who like film, cinema, don't watch superhero movies. It's soccer mums now. It's the soccer mum world. And guess what? MCU has cornered the market on them.
So you think a movie that made over 800 million is because of soccer moms?
Which one?
A movie that made over 800 million. So Guardians 3.
Guardians 3 ain't made over 800 million.
Sorry, Guardians 2, excuse me.
No. Back then, superhero movies were cool. You've lost it now.
5 years ago. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Superhero movies.
I know he's not talking about Black Panther because that didn't make 800 million.
It's fatigue.
I think it's
over.
in this aspect, it's fatigue because people only have one good thing to attach themselves to the MCU. Sony doesn't have anything to compete. What other DC is in a rut right now? I'm telling you, if there is another something else out there that's just as good, this fatigue is gonna dissipate.
Fast and Furious.
And they're not comic book.
Okay, Dune. No?
Good book. I mean, comic books are books, but
Yeah, comic books are books.
A book with no pictures.
Yeah, but you can use the soap to rub on your face.
All right, you guys. Let's just give our final thoughts. Nerdman, we definitely do gotta do a part 2 because I know you want to grill James Gunn and stuff, and we'll try and do a part 2. It's just this morning stream. We got to do this quick. But final thoughts, guys, because we do got to get ready to head up out of here. I got to go play some Witcher 3.
Well, I'll repeat for those guys who were not here earlier. The DC or the Warner Brothers who told Henry Cavill make this video announcement were stupid. They wronged him because then after that, Safran and Gunn get hired to become the presidents of this new studio. And he said, you guys can do whatever you want. And what they wanted was a reboot. You should have never promised Cavill that if you did not have everything planned. And then the last thing is... Huh?
Well, just a quick question, bro, before you finish. Do we think Zaslav is the one that told Rock that approved for Cavill to come back? It was
probably, yeah. You convinced me.
Nerman, do you think it's Zaslav?
Wasn't Hamada.
I think.
It's definitely not Hamada. Okay, we both think it's. We all think it's Zaslav.
I think it was Hamada, but Zaslav could have gone. Let's take it out. Zaslav could have gone. Look, dude. I don't know that we have solid plans for him. It will be a bad idea if we're going to just we're not going to move forward with his Superman. So let's take it out. I think he could have done that. He already said he was improving Black Adam by doing other things. It was shot recently, dude.
Yep.
That scene. So I think Zaslav had a lot to do with it.
Continue, show, finish your final thought. Just wanted to see if we was on the same page with that.
James Gunn said in January we'll start the year with a new slate. We know Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman will be the most important 3. We just don't know how far the pacing is. Yes to the Zaslav thing.
I don't think it's unoriginal content all the time. I think there are some good movies. I think there's Doctor Strange 2. I think there's The Batman. I think there's genuinely good movies. It's just very spoiled fans who just like to infight and want to make it that their shit is better than everybody else's shit. And so it has to be Batman versus Doctor Strange 2. Which one's the better movie? And only one can be good and the other's shit. And that's what's ruined it. Because you ain't going to support your own movies anymore.
Well, I will end it on this with my final thoughts. You guys, the last thing I want to say, my final words I want to say on this stream won't be my last words, but impactful words. I just want to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
DC is better than Marvel. Marvel sucks.
Both on Fridays. Check out my live stream tomorrow.
33 burning questions is tight, but
You're
Marvel is trash. Deuces, guys. DC's better.